Oof, it's getting wild out here. Drake's not just in a beef with Kendrick Lamar and UMG, he's throwing lawsuits left and right. Like nobody is safe. And guess who's dodging court like it's a tennis ball? Serena Williams. Yep, word on the block is that Drake might be looking to slap her name on those legal papers too. And check this, Serena didn't waste no time. She dipped out the drama real fast. Her and Drake, their history goes way back. They've been throwing shade at each other since their breakup, but now that Drake's lawyered up and on the warpath, it looks like Serena wants nothing to do with the mess. She ain't trying to get dragged into this circus, especially if it's tied to Kendrick's smoke. Now here's the real kicker. What's got Drake coming for Serena like this? Is she somehow caught in the crossfire with Kendrick? Or is there more to this tea than we thought? Either way, things just got messier than ever. And let's not forget, almost every woman Drake's dated seems to fall out with him hard. It's starting to feel like there's a secret playbook they all got handed after the breakup. Like, what do they know that we don't? Something just ain't adding up. Fans been peeping this for a minute. Drake has a real messy pattern when it comes to women turning him down. Every time a woman tells him nah, he spirals and starts throwing slick shots for years. From Serena Williams to Rihanna, even Halle Berry, he's come for all of them after getting curved. Like, it's starting to look like a full-blown habit. When it came to Serena, Drake was down astronomically. Dude wasn't even low-key about it. He was front and center, showing out like her #1 cheerleader at every match. People were side-eyeing it for a while, and even GQ couldn't help but poke fun. They straight up called him Serena's most embarrassing groupie. And honestly, they had receipts. But the moment Serena locked things down with her now husband, Alexis Ohanian, Drake switched all the way up. Instead of being chill about it and moving on with some dignity, he flipped the script and turned bitter. Out of nowhere, he started throwing shade like it was part of his job description. He went so far as to diss Alexis in his track Middle of the Ocean from that Her Lost collab with 21 Savage. Drake actually rapped, "Sidebar Serena, your husband a groupie," like he wasn't the one doing backflips for her love all those years. Seriously, he even tried to act unbothered, saying, "We don't got a problem, but come on now, everybody heard the tone." That wasn't peace, that was pettiness with a side of salt. Drake sounded like he was pulling up to a sushi spot just to throw shade. The jealousy was loud, and it had him completely locked up emotionally. Man couldn't let go. Alexis Ohanian wasn't about to let Drake's diss slide, but he didn't get messy with it. He clapped back in the classiest way possible. Instead of firing off a diss track or hopping online to rant, he posted a photo of himself and his daughter Olympia courtside at one of Serena's matches. The caption? Pure gold. He wrote, "The reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about the absolute best at whatever I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter." Phew, that right there? That's how you clear somebody with elegance. But just when things seemed to settle, boom, the drama exploded again at the Super Bowl in February. Serena showed up during Kendrick Lamar's halftime set, and let's just say she didn't hold back. She wasn't just vibing to any old track. She crip walked to Not Like Us. Yes, that song, the one where Kendrick calls Drake out in the boldest way possible. That moment had the internet in a frenzy. People couldn't believe Serena went there. But if you've been following her moves, this wasn't even the first time she shaded Drake using Kendrick's music. At the ESPYs the year before, she pulled the same slick move, crip walking to Kendrick's Not Like Us like she had a message to send. And let's be real, the message was loud and clear. Serena's not just sitting quiet in the corner. She's making statements without saying a word. And everybody's watching. Right after the Super Bowl spotlight hit Serena, folks started coming for her online, trying to drag her for that crip walk moment. But guess who had her back instantly? Her husband, Alexis. He stepped up fast, defending her with a powerful reminder. He posted, "Some of y'all have no idea how criticized Serena was for this same dance at Wimbledon 13 years ago. And it shows. This is bigger than music." And he's right. This wasn't just about a beat, it was about reclaiming her power after years of getting unfair heat. Now, you'd think that'd be the end of it, but nope. Drake is still out here stirring the pot. Word is, he's looking to expand his lawsuit against Universal Music Group, and he's aiming to include the Super Bowl performance in his case. Yep, you heard that right. He's dragging the halftime show into a court battle. According to Reuters, Drake explained that his defamation lawsuit against UMG is about how people were allegedly manipulated into thinking he was a certain kind of way, based on Kendrick's bars. The song Not Like Us was performed not just at the Super Bowl but also at the Grammys, and Drake says those massive stages helped introduce millions of new people to that track. He's claiming that this exposure led to more threats against him and his family. And here's where it gets extra dramatic. Drake claims that even though Kendrick didn't say the exact word PDF file during his Super Bowl set, the damage was already done. The lawsuit says the performance still pushed the same message loud and clear. Drake clearly feels like this is more than music. He's saying it's personal now and he's not backing down. That Super Bowl halftime show? It wasn't just a performance. It was a cultural earthquake seen by over 133.5 million people. Drake is claiming it wasn't just popular because of the hype, but because nearly everyone caught on to what he says was a direct hit to his reputation. He even called it the first, and hopefully last, Super Bowl halftime show designed to assassinate the character of another artist. That's a huge accusation. One lyric in Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us really set things off. "Drake, I hear you like him young." Kendrick sang that line live at the Super Bowl, and it sent shockwaves through the crowd and straight into court filings. Drake says that lyric, broadcast to millions, seriously damaged his image and caused personal harm. But UMG? They're not backing down either. They're standing firm and pushing to get the entire lawsuit tossed out. In a public statement, UMG called Drake's claims completely baseless and said the lawsuit was an affront to creative expression. They even threw in some shade of their own, saying Drake, unquestionably one of the world's most accomplished artists, and with whom we've enjoyed a 16-year successful relationship, is being misled by his legal team into taking one absurd legal step after another. Yikes. Drake, though, isn't letting it slide. He's accusing UMG of playing both sides, trying to make bank off Kendrick's diss track while throwing him under the bus. His legal team says UMG is responsible for pushing the track to boost profits while turning Drake into a villain in the public eye. They're warning the label that they will be held accountable for what they call reckless decisions. And this next part, Drake already warned them. Before the Super Bowl, he told UMG straight up, if Kendrick performed Not Like Us on that stage, he would sue. So now that it happened, he's keeping that promise and dragging everyone into court with him. Let's be real, Kendrick didn't even try to hide it during his Super Bowl set. He threw in some slick little hints that had everybody whispering, and you could feel the shade. At this point, folks are joking that it's a miracle Drake didn't try to sue the NFL too, cause it's like he's coming for everybody with a pulse. Now on one side, yeah, it makes sense that Drake wants to protect his name, especially with all the drama flying around lately, including the mess surrounding Diddy. His image is under fire, and he's clearly trying to put legal walls up before it all crashes down. But on the other side, he's officially made history as the first rapper ever to take a rap beef to the courtroom. And let's be honest, that move didn't exactly boost his street cred. Like, imagine if this was the early 2000s, Tupac, 50 Cent, Nas. Those legends would have laughed him out the game for calling up lawyers instead of dropping a diss track. Rap beefs used to be ruthless, and running to court was never part of the playbook. Drake out here flipping the whole culture on its head. Meanwhile, Serena Williams is doing what a lot of folks wish they could, bowing out gracefully. She's not trying to end up in any court filings or headlines. Sis saw how messy this all got and she dipped. According to a new interview, she made it crystal clear. She's not trying to catch a case over someone else's rap beef. And honestly, can you blame her? Serena finally broke her silence and set the record straight. She denied that her crip walk during the Super Bowl had anything to do with Drake. She said, "I would never do that," and even called it sad that anyone would think she was trying to throw shade. She added, "Obviously I can see how someone would think that, but absolutely not. I have never had negative feelings towards him. We've known him for so many years." So according to her, there's no bad blood, at least not from her side. Now to be fair, Serena has been saying similar things ever since fans started speculating that she was still hung up on Drake. But she shut that rumor down quick too. She clapped back with a full explanation, revealing how the whole Super Bowl moment came together. She said Kendrick and his team reached out saying, "We've been trying to do something forever. What about this? We loved your crip walk at the Olympics after you won the gold medal." Serena's reaction? Super Bowl? Are you serious? When in the world would I ever be able to dance at a Super Bowl? Never. Let's do it. She even added, "I knew my winning dance after the Olympics would pay off one day." End of story. But of course, not everyone is buying it. Fans are still split. While some believe Serena was just living her moment and celebrating her legacy, others are convinced she's backpedaling to save face. People dropped comments pointing out that Serena had already made a statement months ago, saying the crip walk wasn't aimed at Drake, but a nod to the time she actually got fined for doing the dance on the tennis court. So who's telling the truth? That's still up for debate. But Serena's trying to keep it cute and unproblematic. While the internet continues to dig for drama, let's talk about the real mess behind the scenes. Some fans are calling out the whole situation, saying, "Y'all were the only ones making this about Drake. This was way bigger than him." But now, suddenly, folks are backtracking, pretending like they weren't throwing shade and playing innocent. People are sneaking in their shots, then hiding their hands like nothing happened. And that's lame. People online are calling Serena out heavy, saying she's doing all this PR cleanup because she's not trying to get sued by the Canadian. Yep, Drake. And honestly, they're not buying her story one bit. They're saying, how is this not backtracking? She's clearly lying to the people. Like, come on now. She crip walked to the song where her famous ex is being blasted in front of the world during a rap beef that's got the industry shook, and we're supposed to believe that's just a coincidence? One fan even said, "Serena, pack it up, you're finished." It's getting real in these comment sections. The timeline, the song choice, the history, it's all a little too perfect to be unintentional. The internet doesn't forget, and they're not letting this one slide. So now the big question is, do you believe Serena? Is she truly innocent in all this and just caught in the crossfire? Or is this all just some smooth damage control to keep her name out of legal drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this drama is far from over. Then tap into the next video, we're just getting started.